Hello everyone, I am Doodlemans86. Today I am going to review the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman vs. Kong action figure 2-pack. I got this some time ago, and since then McFarlane has released a Flash vs. Titano pack and soon releasing a Godzilla vs. Superman pack, which is pretty exciting. So, at a price of $70, let's see if this pack is worth picking up. The box here looks pretty cool. We can see it has the DC brand all over it. We have the comics in the back side looking pretty cool, and perhaps my favorite and I'd say best part about the box is the back here with the art. This art looks magnificent. You have Batman here in the front and Kong in the back. Ginormous. It looks lovely. I love how this art is done, and I'm definitely going to display the box like this because it just looks so cool. So with that out of the way, let's get to the figures. So I'm going to start off with Batman here, then we'll move to Kong, and then we'll move to the accessories. So, well, we have one of the accessories here, as you can see, a stand. Pretty cool. Just got to put it under one of the feet. So Batman here looks magnificent. I am not a super huge DC fan. I love DC, but I couldn't sit here and tell you what specific design or figure this particular figure comes from. Although from the research I did, I believe this is a Hush Batman. I believe they reused this figure for this 2-pack, which is fine because as you can see, this is kind of like the base Batman design. We have the black trunks, the symbol, the utility belt, so a black and gray design. If you ask me, I do love a black and gray Batman, but a blue and gray Batman is also really cool. But yeah, Batman here looks magnificent. As you can see, it's like a angry expression, and this is the only head sculpt you get, which is interesting. I thought we'd get like a calm face, but this is pretty fine too. It does look good. We have the white eyes, the mask looks pretty cool. We have the cape, which is plastic. It's very rubber, so it's very soft. You can see it already has like the wind flowing through it. That's the sculpt that's done, and I like how sharp it is. That looks really cool. We can see the back of the figure here. It's all pretty nice. The muscle and proportions are there. They're pretty well done. You can see it looks pretty good. It looks really nice. I love the bat symbol. It looks really cool. The utility belt, awesome. And you can see he's all gray, and we have the black boots, which look really nice. Overall, sculpt and paint looks pretty good. Looks like Batman. I like it. Articulation. So we don't have anything at the head, but we do have a neck ball joint, which look at that. That's just wild. Batman can get wild there. It is pretty good though. It's really good, like except going up, but left, right, and down, you have a beautiful range of movement. He can get to partying like that. The cape, not articulated, but like I said, it's very soft. It's rubbery, so you can move that however you'd like. The shoulders, there's like a butterfly joint here. You can see it's pretty good. You have the hinge, and you can swivel. We have a bicep swivel too. Goes all the way. We have a double hinge at the elbows. Get a nice bend. We have the peg here for the wrists, and it can hinge, so that's pretty cool. For the torso, we have this ball joint up here, which is pretty good, I guess, because you can really swivel a lot. And you can get a really nice arch. I mean, look at that. I love that, actually. That's really great. I mean, we kind of have like a swivel-ish here at the waist. And the trunks here are really soft. So as you can see, when you move the leg, it's very soft plastic. So that's for the articulation. The hips here can move. You get a beautiful spread. You can go forward and back pretty nicely. I think that's pretty great. And I think you have like a thigh swivel here, so that's good. Got double hinge knees. That's also pretty nice. And at the ankles, you have a swivel and a hinge. You can pivot that, which is great. And then you have a toe hinge. So overall, articulation for Batman here is really fun to play around with, and you can get some nice poses with him. So overall, good articulation. Batman here is actually taller than 6 inches. He's more so above 7 inches, so he's more like in the 7-inch scale. So he's probably going to tower over most of your like humanoid figures. But I'll show you guys what I have at the size comparisons. But yeah, he's pretty tall, which is interesting. I thought these would be like 6-inch, but yeah, pretty tall boy. Here we have Kong. Kong is ginormous, and he looks pretty good. The sculpt looks really great. As you can see, I have the open mouth, which is the teeth are painted, the tongue is painted, it's all red. His eyes are yellow, and he has orange pupils, which is pretty scary. You can see the fur is sculpted. He's a dark brown and he has this like light brown dry brushing. Although it stops here at the back, as you can tell, which is interesting. The pecs are here. We have the scratches and they're very light pink, as you can see. He has all the appropriate muscle there. His forearms are huge. His hands, well sculpted and well painted. And you have the ginormous legs and the bottom of the feet. So yeah, overall Kong's sculpt and paint looks magnificent. It looks like Kong and I think he's pretty well done. For articulation, we don't really get much here. I mean, we have like a swivel at the, well, it's like a swivel at the head, but as you can see, it's connected via a ball joint, but it doesn't work like a ball joint because of the sculpt, so more or less a swivel. For the shoulders, you get a swivel, and then for the wrists, you get a ball joint that can also swivel, and then we have a swivel here at the waist. So not a lot of articulation, but you could put him in some poses, which is pretty sweet. Kong here does stand at like 10 inches. And again, you'll see in the size comparisons how he looks next to other figures you might have. For accessories, we do get some stuff. I already went over the stand. It's black, has one peg, says DC. So it works pretty well. For Kong, he came with the roaring head, but here is the closed mouth head, which looks good. You can see it has the same paint. His mouth is just closed. So yeah, pretty great. And you just pop off the other head and put this one on. You get a collector card too, which is really cool. You get that art, which looks awesome. That art just looks really great. And you have the back, which just recaps what the story is about. So yeah. And the last accessory, if you will, it's more like another figure. You get a mini Batman to scale with the big Kong. I love this mini Batman, really cool. I love minifigures, and this mini Batman is really nice. He looks similar to the 7-inch one, but as you can see, he's just at a smaller scale. And for being so small, he does have all the proper detailing. And the paint is pretty well done. And the articulation is kind of crazy. Because, I mean, you get a swivel at the head. You get ball joints at the shoulder, which is really interesting, but you can rotate them. Then you have a swivel here, which goes all the way. The cape is, again, soft, so that's fine. And then you can move the legs forward and back. So really articulated and really well painted and sculpted at such a small size. So yeah, starting with Kong here, he is next to some of the giant Playmates figures. He looks pretty good next to them, and I especially love having this Kong next to the Godzilla vs. Kong Godzilla, because in the comic, Godzilla is like a dark blue with red eyes, and the Playmates here, well, he's orange eyes, but he does have the blue skin, so I think that's really cool. So I like having these two next to each other. Overall, the Kong looks great next to the other Kongs and Scar King. So that's pretty cool. And then Batman here, as you can see, again, I don't own many DC figures, so sorry about that. But here he is next to some figures you might own. And he's pretty tall and looks pretty cool. So overall, I'd say these are great sizes. All in all, I really enjoyed this 2-pack. I love these figures. And technically, it's not really a 2-pack. It's more like a 3-pack because of the mini Batman. But what you get is really great. You get a really awesome basic Batman, and then you also get a mini Batman who looks great next to the Kong, and then the Kong figure himself looks really great. I will say if it's between this or the Playmates, probably the Playmates is better if you're looking for a giant Kong, because besides the sculpt, I'd say the Playmates Kong is better in every way, like the articulation, the proportions, the actual accuracy, price, but this giant Kong looks pretty cool, and he does have basic articulation, so he's really cool if you do get him. This isn't a bad set. You do get 2 Batmans, which are very well done, and you get a nice looking Kong. I would recommend this set. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.